Yes.
Of your natural state, not my natural state. I am describing the natural state of the individual when the interference of this constant interference of the manipulative thought is not there. That is what I am describing, not my state. I don't know a damn thing about my state. So you are relating that to the way you are functioning.
And find wanting. Find them wanting.
Yes. So, relating it to the way you are functioning, and you do that because you want to change that into this state that I am describing. The change.
That is
the change, you see.
That movement is not there in you.
There is no change necessary. That's what I am saying.
So that movement is
nothing to be changed there. The demand to change into something
which is there in me is not there.
There is nothing to be changed here.
And nothing
You think there is something to be changed.
I think so.
Because you see, the description of your natural state has created a division there, and it says, you see, that's not the way I am functioning. Right? Yes, all right. But why do you want to function that way? The other one.
Because you are not satisfied with the state in which you are in.
Exactly.
Because of that, sorry?
The manipulative thought creates the division.
The thought creates the division,
Yes.
but the thought in its very nature is short-lived. It's
But
action.
anyway,
It's
that
action.
changeful thought is not the true state.
What is that?
The changes in thought, frequent changes in thought, show that they have no basis.
No, you see, the use of thought to achieve something is the problem. Whether it is material achievement or spiritual achievement. You call it a spiritual achievement, but the instrument which you are using is matter. And so the so-called desire to achieve a spiritual goal is also materialistic in life. So both of them are finished. You can't have one without
Thought should cease.
Thought will not cease. Thought is not the instrument.
What is the instrument?
There is no instrument at all. The achievement you are interested in is made possible but not guaranteed through this instrument called thinking.
True.
Right?
What exactly is the material?
Thought is the material, see. The idea that there is something to be achieved. The goal is fixed.
Yes.
So what you are doing is putting these thoughts together to achieve that goal. That's all that you are doing. You are thinking. So this material has been supplied to you by the claimants who talked about this.
Granted.
Therefore you are using that. So then what is the question?
Then is the thought condition in which I am itself satisfactory
It is.
for life?
It is. It is. It is. If you don't use that for any achievement, spiritual or otherwise, then it is not a burden. Then it becomes disconnected and disjointed. You continue it is a demand to continue through the repetition of the thought is not there. You have to experience that again and again and again. Otherwise, you are not there.
You mean
Thought with motivation.
thought
Is
without
the
motive.
thought. You see, there are no thoughts. That's all that I am saying. You cannot know anything about thought. What all is there is
The product of thought.
about thought, but not thought. There is no thought there at any time. About thought. First. And then using that thought to achieve some goal that is not there. So that is why it is misery. So it has created the goal of thoughtless state.
Which is not there.
No, you see, it has accepted from the statements of those people who say that they are in a thoughtless state. So it has accepted that there is such a thing as a thoughtless state and wants to be in that thoughtless state, right? So it is this thought that has created the thoughtless state.
The so-called
So how
thoughtless
can you be in a thoughtless state through the use of what you call thought? You can't.
Thought eliminates itself. Thought eliminates itself when you are in that state.
You see, when you
That is also a
don't,
thought.
when you don't use this to put yourself into a thoughtless state or timeless state, the thought is not there.
Yeah.
So why do you have to go through this laborious process, painful process of frightening situation you put yourself into, struggle to be in a thoughtless state?
How do you get over this thoughtless thoughtless?
How? You want to know. This I repeat again and again. What is there is the movement of knowledge. The knowledge that it is a thought and that it is going to be in a thoughtless state and all that kind of thing you seem to know. You actually don't know. So you see, you are asking me how to be in a thoughtless state. So the answer I give adds to the knowledge you have of that or contradicts that knowledge. This is all that I am saying. So that is why it throws this question, how to be in a thoughtless state. So you want to know how to be in a thoughtless state. So what will you do with that knowledge? You will think. So you see, by demanding how to be in a thoughtless state, you want to add more knowledge to that moment of knowledge. That's the trick it is playing, you see, through knowing more and more.
It becomes
the
more and
moment
more a
of-
burden.
More and more a burden. The movement of the known, or whatever you want to call it, is not going to come to an end. That's the reason why it is asking how. So you have 1,000 houses there, and those 1,000 houses have not helped you. Why do you want to add one more how to that? That's all that I'm saying. At least to this extent, you can be free from adding one more to that and settle for the 1,000 you already have and try your luck. Now, there's an organization which gives you enlightenment in 72 hours.
Really?
You have to pay $125. And if you want it in 24 hours, you have to pay $500.
Dry cleaners.
And then you will be given a certificate that you're an enlightened man. One fellow came here to see me with that certificate. Americans. I said, why the hell are you here? The certificate says you are. Why do you need another certificate for? One is enough. That's from America. My certificate is worthless. Because you think that there is something more interesting, more meaningful,
Then what?
more purposeful that you can do than what you are actually doing in this moment. So there is always something more interesting.
Yes.
So it will always remain more. It's a bottomless pit.
Bottomless pit.
So it is to free yourself from boredom. You are doing all every kind, entertaining yourself, speculating, pursuing, wanting to be an enlightened man. Because you see, you know that, you see that what you want, this is the same everywhere with all human beings. Whether you are here or there in Europe or in America or in South America, the basic demand of everybody is how to have permanent pleasure without even moments of pain. How to be happy without moments of unhappiness. See, that is the demand of everybody, everywhere. There is no exception. So what I am emphasizing is that it is not possible to have one without the other.
Both can be had.
Not possible.
But both can be had.
They go together.
They go together without your asking.
But that's a wrong way of putting it. See, there is only pain and no pleasure at all. I'm sorry to say. there is only unhappiness. There is no such thing as happiness at all. So, but why I say this is that the moment you see the body separates itself through thought, what is called a pleasurable sensation, and that very thought demands that that pleasurable sensation should last longer. You don't want the painful sensation to last longer. But the body does not make the distinction between the pleasurable and painful sensations. It does not know what is pleasurable and what is painful. It has a pain, but that pain is there for the body because it is a healer. The pain is healing. You see, so if it cannot for some reason heal itself, it has other ways. It has to depend upon other ways. It has every painkiller there in the body. You know, the body produces a kind of morphia, natural morphia, to kill pain. But if you take, you see, the synthetic stuff, it loses the capacity to create, you see, those substances to kill physical pain. And so the moment you separate yourself and say, that's a pleasurable sensation, there is a demand built in that recognition and naming of a pleasurable sensation to make that last longer. So then comes the struggle, you see. It is not going to succeed because if any sensation that lasts there longer, it destroys the sensitivity of the nervous system. So the body has to absorb them or reject them. Otherwise it will destroy the sensitivity of the body. So that once you say it's a pleasurable sensation, then you see it is pain. It's a pain for this body. It is not going to tolerate the demand that the pleasure should last longer. It has to protect itself. It's a physical problem and not a psychological problem at all. Physically, the body cannot take pain longer than it is necessary for the body. So it is not the opposite, but what you call pleasure is pain. There is only pain and no pleasure at all. I'm sorry to say that. So you have invented all these things, moksha, liberation, freedom, God. God is the ultimate pleasure. If I realize that God, I would be able to remain permanently in a state of happiness, permanently in a state of pleasure. That is why they have invented all these things, eternal bliss, permanent happiness. They don't exist at all. Never you will be there. You see, as a fanciful, romantic idea you can. So as long as you want that, so long you will remain in misery. That's all. You are doomed that way. It is in that sense I say, you are doomed because the attempt on your part, the demand in your part to have permanent pleasure, permanent happiness, you are not going to succeed. So you can have that hope of making that be a miracle, but you live in hope and you die in hope.
So the boredom cannot be avoided.
Boredom cannot be.
In this situation.
As long as
you seek happiness.
As long as you see that it is a boredom, the moment you baptize that feeling and call it boredom, you have created the problem. What you fill it with, it doesn't matter. See, for you, it matters. You see, sex is all right. God, prayer, anything you do, they are all the same. The society says certain actions are antisocial, so you are punished for that. But as far as filling in the boredom is concerned, whether you fill it with, you see, prayer, God, that's for this, that or the other, or sex, or ambition, greed, anything, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. The society says certain acts are antisocial and you will be punished. You know? It doesn't make any distinction. It is a society that says that you should fill your boredom with an entertainment of this kind, read books, religious books, or sex books, Kama Sutras or Yoga Sutras. It really doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Whether you read Kama Sutras or Bhakti Sutras or Yoga Sutras or Brahma Sutras, it really doesn't matter. Not that, you see, I recommend Kama Sutras in reference to other sutras, as far as this problem is concerned, it really doesn't enjoy blissful states or pleasurable states. It really doesn't. They are all the same. You can lie down in your bed and imagine all kinds of sexual pleasures or blissful states. Both are the same because both are created by the same movement.
Same movement.
So you are not going to be free from this unless you are free from the other. That you can be sure.
Both go hand in hand.
Both go together. So then you will not demand this at the expense of the other, or that in preference to this. I don't know if that. So they have to go together. You know. That is something there. So whether you imagine God or imagine some beautiful lady, what's the difference? It is imagination.
So don't create association of ideas.
So no question of.
Some people ask me, you must always be happy. What are you talking? I really don't know what happiness is. Really. Frankly, honestly.
That means
I really don't know what happiness is. I'm sorry. You may imagine that I'm in a permanent state of happiness, permanent bliss. I really don't know. So that's the reason why I don't know what
that is the state of
unhappiness
happiness.
is.
That's the state of happiness.
I really don't know. So you see, your happiness depends upon something else. If I get this, I will be happy. If I don't get that, I will be unhappy. You see.
But in your state, there is no pain either.
Body has pain, physical pain.
Not the body pain.
But you are not affected by
all. Most of these
Body
pains
is
are the
affected.
psychological
The
pain.
body is affected, you see. So I don't see any special charm in bearing the pain. If there is something that can be done to relieve the body of pain instead of letting that pain drag on, do it, otherwise forget it. If you have to live with it, there's no way out for you. You don't make a mystery of that. I used to give lectures, the meaning and mystery of pain.
The body doesn't have much.
There is no meaning, no mystery of pain. Pain is pain. So whether you use spiritual pethidrin or the other pethidrin to kill the pain, it really doesn't matter. This is more reliable than your spiritual pethidrin.
Your pain is constantly there.
No, the pain is not so acute when the thought is not giving continuity to the sensations of pain. You see, physiologically speaking, there is one protective mechanism there. Many of these sensations, both painful and pleasurable sensations, are handled by the spinal column. They don't reach the sensorium at all. So when once they reach the sensorium, there is no way out. The body has to go through the agony. So even then, if these different sensations are not linked up by your neurotic demand to be free from the pain is not so active. Not so active.
So I aggravate it.
You aggravate it by thinking about the pain all the time and demanding immediate relief. There is an immediate relief. Go to a doctor, he will give the medicine. Don't talk of, you see, no, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't take this medicine, I don't take this medicine. That's no.
So you said body has its own morphine. In natural state,
It has a limit. You see the 5 liters of petrol you have in your car. So when that is finished, you see the car stops. In exactly the same way, this body has a thermostat, built-in thing, which will protect itself for a little, and then you see the thought tells you that this is what you have to do. For example, if somebody gives you sulfuric acid or nitric acid, I don't drink it. It doesn't matter whether you drink a glass of orange juice or nitric acid. I am not that stupid. Then when once you see you take that, you see there are other activities going on. You smell the fumes, you touch it is hot. So the protective mechanism says, look here, this is sulfuric acid. If you drink it, you are a damn fool. If you want to drink it to prove, you see that you are above these things, just forget it. The whole thing will be burned. That's all. You don't do any such foolishness. You have to protect the body. You see. If you go out, you see, in the heat, it creates coolness inside. And that lasts for a little time, and then you have to go into a shade and protect the body. But there is no use exposing yourself to the heat to prove that you are a spiritual man and all that kind of a stuff. It is not going to help. So agony is inevitable. Whether he is a saint, sinner, no exception. All free men die in their cages. Agony. We were not present there at the death time of Sri Ramakrishna. Many people who knew Ramana, they knew that great agony, pain. You can't imagine, sir, the pain, cancer pain. And this fellow who was there in Bombay, I am that or whatever it is, he had this throat cancer. He died in great pain. And so that you cannot avoid. Sorry, saint or sinner. See, you go through the pain in exactly the same. The body doesn't make any distinction. If there is something there, take it and relieve yourself of the pain. When the medical technology is there to help you, if you don't want to take advantage of it, it's too bad. You don't become any more spiritual by enduring the pain. If there is a way out, if there is no way out, you can be philosophical. But if you give the body a chance, in many situations, it will handle the thing by itself. You don't need any help. But we don't have the patience. So many doctors, if you have a headache, yes, immediately you have to take aspirin. But why give it a chance? One day, or sometimes. Saints without sinners. How can there be any saints without sinners, you tell me?
They are correlative.
So there are no
They are kissing cousins.
Because there must be some difference, otherwise how to recognize
I have to recognize it. They who have created all these sinners to feel great, just great. They have messed up the whole thing. That's why that article in the land said, if the saint and not the criminal, that is a threat to the future of mankind.
Then if a criminal becomes a saint?
Criminal does not know that he is a criminal. It's we who make him turn him into a criminal and you make a living out of it. You will be out of job without criminals. How many millions of people make a living? Like the saints make a living out of these non-existing sinners. They must create sinners and then make a living out of it. It's too absurd, ridiculous. Like that you see the lawyers, the judges. How many people make a living on crime? You don't seem to understand that. Police. Everybody makes a living, so that you can't imagine a world without crime. That you can be sure. Highly civilized country like England, I don't know if it was civilized at any time. But the highest crime rate in Europe is in England. You read that yesterday in the paper?
Yes.
Because the temperatures have fallen to below 4, the crime rate has come down in England from others. You are very problem. They are at least the birds of the same feather flock together.
No, singly they will be afraid to you.
Singly, I am not talking about singly. Birds of the same feather flock together. That's an invention of the human mind.
Which one?
Cave life. Single, isolated life. It doesn't exist. You cannot separate yourself from anything. I don't know what else.
No. That has no meaning at all. Silence is there.
Withdrawal from the world also is there.
Withdrawal in the sense?
Withdrawing yourself into a cave.
Like as a word used, recluse or something.
Recluse.
But recluse have lived for long periods.
What kind of a life? They live.
sitting in an attic somewhere. That's possible.
That silence has to operate in the city market there. If it doesn't operate there,
It's not silence.
forget it. Not that I'm suggesting that you should set up your shop there and start typewriting institute and
Already got the shop there.
if it doesn't operate there, you just forget it. It doesn't mean anything. Things, but you can't run away from yourself. Go where you will.
But we can run away from things. So,
Huh? What things?
so we can run
You
away
are-
from,
What is it that you are trying to run away from? Tell me, give me one instance.
but we can't run away from ourselves. I carry my thoughts also.
Yes. Wherever you go, find yourself in a cave.
The thoughts are still there.
Who is more intelligent than you are, that you also have to take into consideration. So this is a game you have to play. If you don't play the game, it's too bad. And make a virtue of that is a work. And make a virtue out of that. Virtue becomes a sales product, sales thing. Why do you have to believe in anything? So belief is a survival mechanism. You believe in democracy, you believe in communism.
But at the same
Communism is a religion, modern religion, whether you like it or not. But the only thing it lacks is this miracle of Jesus. So every religious teacher has these miracles thrown around him, whether there is anything to it or not. Today, you see, people believe in miracles. There are no miracles.
But
You cannot create anything out of nowhere. How can you create anything out of nowhere? If, as they claim that they are in possession of some divine laws which the scientists are not aware of or they do not know, it is the responsibility of the people to help them to save mankind, but not create some ashes or some trinkets here, there, and say that I am a god and I have come here to save mankind. Well, these are gone, you know. It is religion that is responsible, whether it is Christianity or Islam or Judaism or Hinduism. The whole thing has come out of the religious thinking of man. It is that is pushing us progressively in the direction of total annihilation. Everything that nature has created, nature has taken so many millions of years to create this beautiful world. So if it is destroyed, the whole credit goes to the religious thinkers. Communism is religion today. See, they have their own church, they have their own Bible, they have their own priests. It only lacks some miracle.
No, but if I can recognize between power and between, see, there's something in you which is contrary to what they believe.
That is your assumption. You don't know for sure. Do you have the courage? You don't have the
But if I know that courage is a better balancing game than maintaining power,
No, courage is not the means to get into power. No. The courage I am talking about is not the courage that you have to climb the tallest mountain in this world or to cross Atlantic or Pacific on a raft. That's not the courage that I am talking about. The courage to brush aside completely and totally everything that everybody believed before you. Everything every man thought, felt and experienced before you. That has to be thrown out of your system completely and totally. And that situation can be called, you see, courage. Then you are not interested in this power game. You see, power is an integral part of living, unfortunately. The culture is responsible for that. You exercise power everywhere in your own house. You don't have to come, we have some vehicle and worship.
We do not wish that on us.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Where are you going?
Not going. I'm sending my
Where are you going? Yes,
Yes, morning and time.
Everything is yours.
Oh, let's say thank you.
God is going somewhere.
What? I think I must say goodbye now. Guys, all day I've been here since this morning.
Sorry. Engu ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ.
Nice seeing you.
ನಾನು ಬಾಬು ಅದೇ ಬಾಯ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅದೇ ಬಾಯ್ತಾ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. It's good. What? Good. Yesterday we were talking about people, yes.
This morning I told him.
Oh, you did? Yes. A bit late, he was asking me some questions. We were discussing whether Roman Shankar raped or Mary raped. Rape?
You know Venkatesh?
Yes, yes.
Well, I am his colleague. So he urged me that I must meet you and hear you.
What do you teach there?
I am a professor in civil engineering.
Oh, I see. Yes, he was here the other day.
He has met you a couple of times.
Yes, sir. 3 or 4 times I think he came.
Well, your observation about culture was very interesting. But I wonder how we can, since it is antecedent to me, how I can throw it out, even though I
It's
can.
not in your hands. It's not in your hands. Because you are the product of that culture. And the culture has created you for the sole purpose, main purpose of maintaining the status quo. So you have to use that culture to survive in this world. You have to use that culture as a means to not only accomplish, attain and achieve spiritual or material things, but also use it as a means or an instrument of pleasure. So you have to use something to have pleasure. Otherwise there is no pleasure at all. Whether it is an individual or an idea or a belief or a book or a concept or a person. So otherwise there is no pleasure at all. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just pointing out. So the gods that the culture has created. Unfortunately, we have 33 crores of gods. I don't know. Now we should be 700 million gods and goddesses and God. So the God is the ultimate pleasure, and all the other variations. That is the situation. So is it anything that you can do, or do you want to do anything to free yourself from the burden of culture? Unless you see you are choked, strangled to death as it were by the culture, you are not interested in throwing the whole thing off. The end of the culture is the end of you as you know yourself and as you experience it. That is not something that we can make it happen through any act of volition. All right, sir. Nice meeting you. No, I said about that myself, nice meeting you. Not that I wanted you to say nice meeting. That's enough. Chandrasekhar, no more talking. I'm really tired today. since this morning, yesterday, it started yesterday. Mahavir and all of them reactionaries, reacted to the religion. There, Jesus, and then Christianity, Islam. They are reactionaries. Both of them basically are the same. But the environment in which they function was not the same. So the whole thing was organized. That's why it destroyed the possibility of things flowering there like